What up, y'all? This is Organically Natural, and I wanted to come on with a real quick video. I ain't gonna make it long because I like my videos short. I want to keep your attention for a minute, but not too many minutes. All right, so I was told recently, or have y'all ever been heard this? That you need tough skin. See, I'm very kind. I'm very polite. I'm very respectable because I respect myself. I treat people how I want to be treated because I love who I am. I like to treat people the way God has treated me. I like to give people the same grace and mercy that God has given me. And sometimes people take that kindness. Sometimes people take that respect. Sometimes people take my loyalty for granted. Sometimes they feel that they can say and do anything that they want to do. And that because I don't react the way you want me to react, that I'm naive to the things that you do when you think that I don't see it. A lot of times, especially working in the industry that I work with a whole bunch of women, they think that I don't know that the laughter that you're having is about me. But I still say, good morning, how you doing? If you out sick, I'm still going to ask you, good morning, how you feeling? If you need something, you need something. Because your problems with me ain't got nothing to do with me. That don't change anything about me. See, I think the problem that we have is that we think that if we label somebody for something that they are, just because that's true in your mind, doesn't make it true in the reality in their lives. People say a lot of things about me, but that doesn't make that my reality. That doesn't make that who I walk into. Now, some of us, we do walk into those lies. We do walk into those labels. We walk into those doctrines that people feel that they're going to ordain over our lives and make us feel as if we need to be something that we're not. And see, I learned a long time ago to never allow anybody to dictate who and how you're going to respond and react to anything. So recently I was approached by a manager and I was told when there was conflict in the working place that I needed tougher skin. No, sir. I don't need tougher skin. Ask my last manager. I don't need tough skin. What I need is for you to make sure that your management team is obeying the confidentiality laws that you set in your handbook. Is what I need. See, you think because I wear my emotions on my sleeve, meaning that if there's a problem, I'm going to address it in that moment because I don't believe in allowing things to fester and pander so that somebody else can live in my head rent free while they're going on about their business. Nah. But it also don't mean that I'm disrespectful when I approach it because I'm very respectful because I respect me first. So it's not that I need tougher skin. It's you don't want to see the other side of me. See, a lot of times people think, oh, she's so nice. Oh, I've been on this job for over a year. And all I kept hearing my first 6 months there, oh, I couldn't let them do it to you. You're such a kind person. And I am. But I think that y'all keep forgetting that just as kind and as nice as I am on this side, I'm just as mean and vindictive and hateful on the other side. But I don't like that other side of me either. See, I don't like that part of a dang. I don't like the one that feels like she got to get back even with somebody. I don't like the Adane that has to react instead of respond. See, that's what people want you to do because they like to bring you down to their level. I had that happen to me before. I was in a marriage and I remember my partner, my husband, he kept saying little things, little jibes, little jibs here and there to try to get me to react and respond. And for a couple of years, I was good. I was solid. And then all of a sudden, so many times you can dig and dig and dig before you poke the bear and the bear pokes back, right? And I remember when I reacted the way he wanted me to react. I remember sitting there and I was like, God damn it. Excuse my French, y'all. But I just remember feeling like he won. And the smirk on his face let me knew that he won, right? So I said to myself, okay, Ade, you gave him that power over you, and now he feels that he can control you because you showed him your cards, right? So any of y'all who never played spades, if somebody sees your hand and sees your card, you can bear whatever you want. But if I know how to play that game, I can sort you every time because I know what your hand is, whether you got the biggest books or not, or the biggest cards or not. But anyways, so as I was as I noticed that that's what he had done, I was like, okay, I give him my power away once and I won't do it again. So even when it seems something as innocent as somebody telling you you need tougher skin, what they're trying to do is to get you out of your character, because they want you to fall in line to the behaviors and the traits that are within the working environment, to join a part of an old culture that has nothing to do with you. And so they want you to adapt to that culture because they don't want to have to change the behaviors that they know that aren't serving the company or the culture or the productivity in that organization. But it's easier to have everybody to jump in line rather than to make policies and to have change agents to make those things possible. So what I'm saying to you all is you're going to have the naysayers. You're going to have the people that's going to talk about you. You're going to have the people that got something, always got something to say. Let them. Because their opinion of you is not the reality of you. You got to know and stand in who God made you. You got to stand in who you know you are, who you stood in front of that mirror when you got up and you got dressed and brushed your teeth, did your hair, or whatever it is that you did in that mirror, and know that you're still that same person in the thick of it, right? See, I went through that for years, looking for validation and approval from people, thinking that their validation and their approvals mean something to me. But what I realize is they only mean something to me because as long as they're validating you, then I feel like somebody. But the second they're not giving me that validation, they took my joy away. And so what I learned is that I was never happy. I was only happy when other people were cheering me on. So regardless of the comments or whatever anybody ever have to say about my videos, I don't care. Why? Because you can't say anything I've never heard already. In these 45 years of my life that I've lived, I promise you there's nothing that anybody can say that I haven't heard before. And if I had a penny, I'll take a half a penny for everything somebody had negative to say about my skin color, my teeth shifting as I get older, about any of those things. I promise you I can be a billionaire right now. Because I don't care. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what my worth is, and I don't need the opinion of others to make me feel like I'm valued, to make me feel like I'm important, because your opinion is just that. And you all know what opinions are. They're just like, what? And my mama said they all stink. So, again, I reiterate to you all, do not, and I repeat in the lamest terms that I can say it in, don't allow anybody's opinions of you become the reality of you. Hold your head up. Lift it up. Stand in that mirror and validate yourself. And know that you are God's child. And that ain't nobody can take that from you, right? At the end of the day, you are who you are. You are the thoughts that you can create. Excuse me, y'all. I'm coming out of COVID. You are the thoughts that you create. You are what you believe. So if somebody tells you something and you believe that what they said to you, then you become that thing. And if that's what you want to be, then stay in it. But only you can make yourself happy. Only you can make yourself what you want it to be. I got a lot of problems too. And I'm in the middle of it. One of the biggest battles of my life. And I've been in it for 4 years. It's coming on 5 years this year. But guess what? It's what it is. I can't change it. And so instead of focusing on what's not working about that issue, I only focus on what works. And trust and know that God's going to do the rest. You know why? Because he says, in your weakness, I am strong. So when people think they're battling me, you ain't battling me. You battling God. What did he say? For the battle is not mine, it is the Lord, right? And for any of y'all that don't understand and know what that means, what he's saying is that you may be in the battle. The devil may bring everything against you. Man may bring everything against you. But no weapon formed against you will prosper as long as you know that I am your God and that I am who I say I am. See, a lot of times we allow the power of others to dictate our actions and how we feel about ourselves and how we move. I know because I do it. I still have to talk myself into stuff. And I was sitting here last week, home with COVID. I was sitting there like, man, wonder what they're going to say when I go back to work. I done conjured all kind of stuff in my head about this COVID. But let me tell you how God worked. Because when I came in, 2 people were out. Everybody going to get COVID tested, even though they weren't even supposed to know that I had COVID because of HIPAA law. And CDC has policies that are set in place for anybody who calls in with COVID. But again, we have managers that don't know how to keep their mouths shut, right? So I had already known, because God had already prepared me before I left him Monday to go back to work, what was going to be said and how things were being handled. So the reason that I'm bringing that to you is because I was sitting here saying, oh, I'm going to manage, I'm going to do this. This me in my head, I'm hype. I'm hype girl in my head, right? I'm saying all this stuff on what I'm going to do. And then God said, no, ma'am, sit your ass down. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not God. Like Steve Harvey said, God ain't through with me yet. See, I picture God talking to me the way my mama talked to me. And that's what he said. Sit down, little girl. You ain't going in there and doing nothing. You going to hold your peace and shut your mouth and let me be God. Let me vindicate you without you having to vindicate yourself. So I go to work Monday. Oh, 2 people out. Oh, you gave them COVID. Oh, okay. They came back. One came back Tuesday. One came back Wednesday. Neither one of them had COVID. Right? So then I go in Wednesday. Another person leaves. Oh, you gave them COVID. Go take a COVID test. Come back. Did they have COVID? Nope. Another person leaves. 2 people leave that Wednesday. Come back. They ain't got no COVID, right? Then my direct manager, he leaves work today. Oh, I got COVID. You gave me COVID. First off, you weren't even here when I left for COVID. So how can I give you something that you didn't even partake in, that you weren't even here when I left? Sorry, y'all, my arm hurts. Because you were caring for your child. So I can't give you something when I'm not even here. And I'm very careful. See, when I told them I wasn't feeling good last Tuesday, I thought it was because I have Graves' disease. So if you follow me, you watch my videos, then you know. And so basically what I thought is that the Graves' disease was messing up. You just requested the Amazon code? Sorry, y'all. I'm always parenting. It don't stop. Bree, I'm still making a video. I didn't mean for this video to be this long, but it's going to be this long today. What was I saying? Oh, so when I first got sick, I just thought it was Graves' disease because that's what I get. About 3 to 5 days a month, I get this feeling of I wake up and I'm extremely exhausted. Like I didn't even sleep, or like I'm just got in the real deep sleep and somebody shook me up and woke me up. And sometimes this can be when I've only gotten 4 hours of sleep, and sometimes this can be when I've gotten 9 hours of sleep. It don't matter. And then once I get showered and washed off and get everything ready to go and start moving around, as I go about my day, those symptoms subside. And then I know that I have to go to bed earlier the next night and the next night and the next night until my body fixes itself. That's just what Graves is. But I don't relent to it. I don't relinquish to it. I don't surrender to the problem of Graves' disease, because if we allow our bodies to tell us what our limitations are, we're never going to get anything done. So anyways, that was Tuesday morning. I was like, okay. And exactly what I said, by the time I got to work and came back home, I was good. Like, I think we ran around and did some errands. We did what we needed to do. I picked up the house. I swept, washed dishes, did everything that needs to be taken care of. Went to bed Tuesday night feeling good. Till about 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I woke up and it's freezing in here. And I thought, okay, because we don't like to use the bigger heater. So I said, okay, well, maybe I didn't set the temperatures on the space heaters right here, because mine have tip over, they turn off, and they also have where I can set a set temperature for each room. So the bathroom I keep a little bit cooler than I keep the rooms that we sleep in. And I make sure that I walk through the house and make sure that everything is how it needs to be before we lay down at night. Anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. I got lights and little Christmas cards up here. So I say, well, maybe I didn't set the temperatures right on there, but I got up and I checked the main thermostat, and it said it was 78 degrees in here. So I know it ain't cold in here. So I got up and I readjust all of the temperatures on there to 70 so that the house can cool back down. And then I went on ahead and took me some Tylenol, text all 3 of my managers, told them what was going on, and laid back down and went back to bed. Told them I wasn't coming in. I got a fever. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with a cold, because my daughter had been homesick. Got up and ran some errands and did what we needed to do for the day, picked us up some medicine, came back home, we laid down. We was masked up the whole day. We hand sanitized, so just in case we had the flu or COVID, we made sure that we were very protective of other people. So long story short, we get to my doctor. She sends me back out to the car. She sends a nurse out, had me tested. Sure enough, I was positive. I knew I got it from my daughter. So when we were done, I took her to get tested so that she had an excuse from school and I had my work excuse. That was it. So if I haven't come in contact with anybody since the fact of me catching a fever, there's no possible way that I can give you a fever. And the way I work in my job, I meant COVID, is that I have my own section. So it's not like you can even be where it's like, oh, well, you gave me COVID when I came to your section. No, you didn't. No, I didn't. But see, people are simple sometimes. People like to make up things so that they can feel good about themselves. So it's just what it is. So again, I feel like I'm rambling and this is not where I meant to go. But I just wanted to explain myself with the COVID, because a lot of times people try to make up things because they desperately want what you have, or they desperately want to point a finger and blame you. And guess what? I stood solid in my faith that I didn't give you anything. I stood solid in my faith in God. Showed them. God showed up and showed up. Remember I told you, he said, sit down, little girl, and let me be God, right? Because everybody that came up and said, oh, I got COVID, I got COVID, I got COVID, I got COVID, not one of them had it. And the funny thing is the only person I trust in that job that sits on the other, that works in the same area that I have, she ain't even had a runny nose, not from me. So the funny thing is that if anybody would have gotten COVID, it would have been her, because we worked side by side my last day working at that job. Because my manager wasn't there, I had to do my job, help her with hers, and do his. The people whose faces I were in, like the other manager that helped me get the things that we needed, and the employee who works on returns, none of them got COVID. So if the three of them didn't get COVID, all y'all that I don't even mess with, how y'all got COVID? Huh? But see, that goes to show that people will continue to create things in their head because that's how much they hate you, right? They dislike you so much that they're willing to tarnish your name and say you gave them something when you ain't even been within 50 feet of them all day. I made sure on that Tuesday, I didn't even eat that Tuesday. I didn't eat that Tuesday, and I had to make myself eat that Wednesday, and I had to force myself to eat that Thursday, because anytime Graves' disease or COVID or any other thing affects me, I'm not hungry. I went and sat in my car all day Tuesday for all three. Matter of fact, on Tuesday I sat that was this week. So last week I sat in my car all three breaks to make it that I wasn't interfering with anybody. I even lied to one of my coworkers when she said, "Sunshine, where you been?" That's what they call me at work, right? Because I'm always bringing the light. I'm always bringing the positivity. And when I said, I had to sit out in the car and deal with something, because I didn't want them to know, because I'm a target. When you positive, when you bring something and you're not willing to fall into what they're into and allow people to change who you are and make you what they want you to be, then they find ways to be vindictive. They find ways to label you. They find ways to try to make you feel less than. But you have no idea what my journey was prior to coming here. You had no idea what I had to fight, the demons that I had to fight, the people that I had to fight, the family members, the friends, the church people that I had to fight to get where I'm at right now. Everybody's so easy and think that, I got her, I can do this, or no, you can't. And it's so funny because when I tell my story and I hear it come back to me, I just laugh. And they're like, dang, you ain't offended for what? Nobody can tell my story better than me. That's some old watered down, washed down story that they done came up with and they done conjured in their head. Again, their opinion of me is not the reality. The reason that I'm not embarrassed in my story is because they're my testimonies. Imagine if the people in the Bible never told their story. We would never know who God is. Imagine if we never found out about the lady who said, but if I may but touch the hem of his garment, right? If I may touch the hem of his garment, if I may touch the hem of his garment. Imagine if we never found about that story. Imagine if we never heard about the story of the blind man. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to push this back. Oh, the blind man, right? Yeah, I like to put my baby's art up. So for all of y'all that got something to say about it, oh, well, it ain't your house. But imagine if we didn't hear about him healing the blind man, right? Abana Mayer, whatever his name was, who was down in the wheat press pressing the wheat, right? Imagine if we didn't hear about the people who were out in the wilderness for, 40 years, 400 years, or whatever the case may be. Could you imagine making a sacrifice and leaving what you knew was home and not seeing God? Or you, in your head, you don't think that you see God? Could you imagine having an assignment and you see God when it's first happening, but then you feel abandoned? Could you imagine that, right? The reason that we feel, excuse me, I was just eating watermelon. The reason that we feel abandoned is because we abandon God in our thoughts, because we allow the negative thoughts to ponder, and we're trying to create excuses or explanations on why this isn't true, why the reality of why somebody's opinion isn't your reality. I know, because I do it. And I'm not ashamed to say it, but guess what? I know that I stand for something because I don't want to fall for everything. You know, your mama done said that you better stand for something or you'll fall for everything, right? Same thing good for the geese or good for the gander, right? Same thing make you laugh, make you cry, right? See, a lot of times these women don't understand why they go through what they go through. They don't understand the problems that they're going through because they are their problems. They create their problems. They like being victims. A lot of times people don't share their stories because they're not who they make themselves to be. So I don't take offense to it when you're talking about me, but you're only talking about what I gave you to talk about anyway. So how can I be mad at you when you got it from me? How could I be mad at anybody because anything you know about me, I put it out there, right? Because you don't know nobody in my family, and you can go on my Facebook page all you want to, but you ain't going to find very much about me personally because I don't share my personal business like that. I'll come on here and talk to y'all, give you lessons, tell you things, and share that. That way you got the totality of it. So that way when somebody want to break my video down into bits and pieces, I let them. And I'll never defend your lie. Because anybody who wants to know the real truth, you'll come and watch these videos for yourself and hear the whole story rather than a piece of a story. I'll tell you, just like I was sitting at work today talking about T.D. Jakes and the lesson, and the sad part is the person who I was talking about it missed the whole message over the mess. Because all she cared about was, I heard T.D. Jakes being in a gay relationship with Diddy or Puffy or somebody. I'm like, girl, that ain't even what I was talking about. And if that's something that happened 20 years ago, that don't change the message that I got from him today. I don't care what he did 20 years ago. I don't care what he do when he's not standing on that pulpit telling me what God told him to tell him. He a man too. He flesh. Ain't none of us perfect, and ain't none of us going to live a life that's not committed with some type of sin. So how can we judge somebody of one sin when we committing it? You committing one now by judging him. But yet you want to come to me and act like you so perfect. Girl, please, sit down somewhere. Because not one of us perfect. Not one of us have the solutions or the answers. Because if it is, we wouldn't be working somebody's 9 to 5. We wouldn't be begging people for a mortgage to get a house if we had all the answers, right? See, I'm coming on here because God gave me an assignment. That we don't have no more aunties and grandmas, because we got grandmas now, right? And grandpas. And we got TTs and all these other things. We don't have nobody giving lessons. Everybody want to be in the club twerking and talking shit about people behind their backs. Excuse my French, but it's just the reality of it. That's what everybody want to do, right? Everybody want to be doing whatever it is that they want to do because the assignment of actually being who God assigned you to be is harder than what it wants to be. Because we choose comfort over the assignment. We choose comfort over what God has assigned for us to do. I know because I do it. I know because I don't want to you think I want to sit here and make this video? No. You think I want to sit here and do this? No. Because guess what? I have to now put myself in front of a camera and allow other people to judge me and be a spectator as if I'm a sport that they're watching. But what he told me is if you do what I tell you to do, none of the other stuff matters. And so because I fear God before I fear man, say what you're going to say. Again, it ain't nothing that I didn't hear. And so I just come to you at the end of this video because I'm about to close it out. And I say to y'all, other people's opinions of you are not your reality. Don't let nobody put an assignment over you that God didn't put. Don't let nobody tell you that you need tough skin. You don't need no tough skin. You need to continue to be who you are. Because the reason that they want you to have tough skin, because they don't want to come out of what is comfort to them, to do the assignment that God gave them. They don't want to do it. And I'm looking y'all in your eyes. That's why I'm looking right now. They don't want to do it because they don't want to do the hard work. But they want you to do it. They want you to change who you are in order to meet them where they are. Stay true and stay strong and know that God is God. All right, y'all, let me get out of this video. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday night. Peace, love, and blessings, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.